Good afternoon, my friends. About 8 years ago, Grace joined Google as a massage therapist. And when she was new here, it was very easy to get on her calendar, which I did. So I got on the calendar and I took a massage from her, and she was so good. And then I kept going back to her. And behind her back, I started calling her Amazing Grace. And then I made one big mistake, which is I started telling all my friends. And then after that, I couldn't get on a calendar anymore. So in retrospect, I should have done one of two things, right? I should have not told my friends, or I should have fewer friends. Either way, Grace became very popular. Good thing is we were friends like since almost day one, and then we remained friends. And most of our conversations were about spirituality, philosophy, and important stuff like that. And then a couple years back, about 3 years back, I met Steve we were speaking together at the World Peace Festival. World Peace Festival in, of all places, Germany. Sorry, those are German, sorry. And so the bad news is World Peace did not come out of that conference. Yes, we didn't have World Peace after that. But the good news is Steve and I became friends. And then later on, when I found out that Steve was, so he's American, he was working in Germany at the time. And later on, I found out he was coming back to the US, and he was going to set up shop. He was going to start the Wellstone Center in Santa Cruz, where Grace was. And I was like, these two people, they have to meet, because together they can make things happen. So I got them to meet, and this came out. Among other things, this came out, the book that we are going to talk about today. The name of the book is One Body Massage. And I'm so glad to have my friends Steve and Grace here to talk about this. And thank you for all that you do for the world. And my friends, please welcome Grace and Steve.
Thank you. I won't bore you for long, but I just wanted to let everyone know we did start the Wellstone Center in the Redwoods in Santa Cruz, my wife and I. I'll leave some cards here if anyone wants to pick one up afterwards. But the exciting news is now that Grace has finished working on her book, which is great. I can't emphasize it enough. Her beautiful artwork, all the heart and soul she put into telling her story. It's not just a practical guide to massage. It's really a book about opening up a new mindset, a new mentality. So I'm sure you'll all enjoy it too. But at some point soon, she'll also be doing a weekend workshop at the Wellstone Center. So it'll just be for a few people, probably 4 or 6. And if you're interested in that, please let Grace know, or I'll leave these cards. Someone can approach me. And that'll be it for me. So let's just put our hands together for Grace. Thank you.
Well, I have a confession to make. I did not grow up thinking I was going to save the world, be a writer, or a massage therapist. I dreamed of being a ninja Superman princess who gets to eat candy and do art all day long. I wasn't calm, peaceful, and oftentimes I thought everything was about me. Okay, second confession. I still do that sometimes. Like most graduates from the Academy of Art University, I worked as a web and graphic designer, so I'm very familiar with this and this. Oftentimes, I feel like this. Neck, back, shoulder, and wrist tension were part of my identity. That went on for 6+ years, until one day I met a stranger. I went on a business trip with Ryan to Venice Beach. While he worked, I sat under a palm tree, sipping a glass of lemonade, scribbling away on the sketch pad, watching a shop owner making a deal with a tourist on a tie-dye t-shirt. A strange man with 2 little white dogs approached me. The man asked if I could watch his dogs while he went to get them some water. Sure, why not? I'm on vacation. I gladly accepted the responsibility of watching 2 cuties. When the strange man returned with water, he introduced himself and proceeded to share his story. Larry was his name. He was in his late 50s and worked as a clairvoyant energy healer. A little strange, I thought to myself. Larry began to have visions. When he was 7, seeing or sensing things that were not there, feeling what was about to happen. He lived with his single mother, who asked him to keep his gift a secret. He honored her request and went on living like a normal person until he had a midlife crisis, at which point he decided he was old enough to know what was best for himself. So he embraced his ability to sense and work with people's energy to help them heal. He told me his story and then offered to check my energy balance. The strange man is offering to do energy work on me. I thought, should I let him? I looked around. People were biking and walking nearby. I figured I was safe. If anything got weird, I could always yell out, "Fire!" Plus, I was on vacation. There was nowhere I needed to be and nothing needed to be done. Okay, sounds good, I told him. Larry asked me to sit comfortably and look out to the ocean. First, he did some massage to loosen up my shoulders, focusing on specific shoulder joints with a combination of rubbing, pulling, and rotating. Then he reminded me to breathe. I took some deep breaths and felt a little bit more comfortable, like I was sitting more relaxed and taller at the same time. I felt this heat coming out of his hands on my lower back without him actually touching my back. I told him I was 5 when I pretended to be Superman, red cape and all, and riding my tricycle as fast as I could. I took off on top of the staircase. Next thing I knew, I was crying for mommy. Since then, I was always having issues with my lower back and my right shoulder. Larry was concentrating on moving blocked energy, as he called it, from my lower back. I feel the heat flowing from my lower back to the middle of my back and slowly spreading out to my shoulders and cooling off. It was a sense of relief, like finally letting go of a burden I had been carrying for a long while. I sighed and felt like crying. It was so good to be free of my emotional baggage. That was the first time I experienced how emotion is intertwined with the physical body. All thanks to Larry, a complete stranger who wanted nothing from me but half an hour of my time to heal me. Thank you, Larry, wherever you are. That experience taught me that not everything needed to be seen or measured to be real. I feel fortunate to have the opportunity to explore this touchy-feely world with the support of my family, friends, and massage instructors. Throughout my career as a massage therapist, I'm very blessed to have so many amazing clients. Some of you are here today. Thank you. Whew. I feel like it's just going on and on. Okay. Now I can feel like my heart is pumping really fast, and let me take a deep breath in, like I was reminding my clients during massage sessions, like breathing deeply into your belly and breathe out slowly. Whew. I feel like I'm drawing a blank. Okay, let us bring the spotlight to our nervous system, because I have, and you have them too. So, sympathetic nervous system is also known as fight, flight, and freeze response. Here's the scenario. Starting your day with a cup of coffee, checking your email, then realize your perf review with your manager is this morning. Hurrying getting yourself and the kids ready. Stuck in the typical Silicon Valley traffic. Someone cut you off, did not let you into the carpool lane. Finally get the kids into the daycare center. Then you realize one baby desperately needed a diaper change. back in your car, sipping on your coffee, and all of a sudden the traffic comes to a complete stop. You hit the brake just in time, also spill that coffee on yourself. Now you're also late for your important meeting. The parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for rest and digest function. Here's another scenario. After a spontaneous yoga and a nourishing meal, you are lounging comfortably in your pajama. You have no appointments today, so who cares if your hair looks crazy? The sun is warm, comfortable, there's a nice breeze to keep you feel good. And you are reading a wonderful book, One Body Massage by Grace. Listening to your favorite music in the back. You feel good. Life is good. Well, life is easy when it's smelling roses, and not so much when it's dealing with dirty diapers. Well, guess what? Shit happens. The knee-jerk reaction of getting mad and looking for who's to blame will not solve the problem. Fight, flight, and freeze reaction are important for our survival. However, when it's working overtime, it's draining your mental, emotional, and physical energy, then we have a problem. No wonder today's top-selling prescription drugs are Lipitor, a cholesterol-lowering drug, $7.2 billion. Side effects, kidney, liver, and heart failure. Nexium, an anti-acid drug, $6.3 billion. Side effects, tightness in chest, and vomiting of blood. Okay, I didn't make this up. Abilify, an antipsychotic drug, $4.6 billion. Side effects, lose control of muscles. What would it be like if we populate half of the commercial time and advertising space with something like this? This message is brought to you by your parasympathetic nervous system. Hello, remember me? Do you know that deep and conscious breathing is a natural painkiller and stress reducer? Go ask yourself and give yourself the permission to breathe deeply and consciously anytime when you feel overwhelmed. And hey, by the way, there are no side effects. So should we get some of that yummy goodness? You might find it helpful to have your eyes closed for this part. Feel the warm air warming up in your nose and traveling from your nose, spreading out to the branches of your lungs. The diaphragm rises, filling every organ and blood vessel with life-giving oxygen. Feel the expansion of every cell and sense, and slowly exhale. The body relaxes. Any tension that is stored in the face, between the brows, around the eyes, in the jawline, is starting to let go. The muscles in the front and back of the neck lengthen, creating more space for the shoulders and the collarbones to rest. The arms, elbows, wrists, and fingers lengthen as if there is an invisible light source shooting out from each fingertip. The sternum, shoulder blades, front and back of the rib cages, and belly muscles come closer together and squeeze out any remaining carbon dioxide and massage the internal organs. The hips, knees, ankles, and toes are free of movement. Cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, about all of the 33 of the spinal vertebrae are filled with nourishing cerebrospinal fluid that travels from the cranium to the tailbone and back to the cranium. The cranial sutures, joints, tendons, ligaments, muscles, and blood vessels Expand and contract with the rhythm of the universe. Inhalation and exhalation. Feel the sensation of the clothes you are wearing, touching your skin. Feel the socks on your feet and inside the shoes. What's the texture? Does the sensation change with inhalation and exhalation? If you are sitting, notice which part of your butt is touching the chair. Is it toward the back where you can feel your tailbone? Is it toward the middle where you are actually sitting on your sit bones? Maybe it's more toward the front where you are hunching over. Are you sucking in your gut? Are you breathing fully? Are your shoulders relaxed or are they raised? Are they pulled toward your chest, pulled way back, or happily resting at your side? Is your neck extend forward? Is it more comfortable to turn to one side than the other? How are you feeling in your body now? Feel your feet rooted on the ground and extend to the center of the earth. Your arms gently rest at your side. Breathe in and draw up the earth energy from your feet to your legs and hips. The spinal discs are stacking one by one on top of each other, with space and fluids for ease of movement. Your head is resting effortlessly on top of the cervical spine. It feels like there is a string connected to the top of your head, pulling you toward the sky. Draw the heaven energy to your crown, which is charging with positive energy. Breathe out and recycle all the energy back into the earth through your feet. Remember, the body is three-dimensional. Feel the relationship of your body with your surroundings. Feel the air element that is moving through you and wrapping around you. Feel the earth element you are standing on that is holding you. Feel the water element you are made of and that is flowing through you. Feel the fire element that is living beneath the ground and within your body. You are made of stardust. Every element that is in the universe is within you. You can gently open your eyes. Dr. Stephen R. Covey, author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, says that we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. We are spiritual beings on a human journey. I live in the Santa Cruz Mountains with my family, and every Sunday, my daughter Eureka and I would roll the trash can down to Highway 9 for Monday morning pickup. And one Sunday, just like any Sunday, I pushed the can down with one hand and held her hand with another. And all of a sudden, she let go of my hand. She ran in front of me and said, "Stop!" And then she carefully kneeled down to the ground and put her hands together in a prayer position. And she said, "Namaste" to the trees. She said, "Mommy, do this." Like, I feel really silly. In my head, I was thinking about, okay, I need to do the dishes, walk the dog, clean the house, and cook lunch. I have no time for this, Eureka. Then she's like, "Mommy, do it." So I say, "Okay." So I kneel down next to her and looking at the trees. It's like, wow, I passed by these trees so many times, but I never realized how beautiful they are. And the fresh mountain air, also the wildflowers that's around us, and her right next to me. At that point, I feel so blessed and peaceful. and grateful. My 3-year-old taught me a great lesson about being present. Well, let's face it, it's really not easy being present. Therefore, there are so many books out there reminding us of it. Ning? Even right now, I'm sharing my story with you, but part of my brain is thinking about something else.
Okay.
There's another one. Just all the thoughts in my head. Thank you, Ming. When we are present, we are one with ourselves. And through that awareness, we extend our touch to another human being. During lunch with Ming once, he said to me, "In the center of our being is joy." I looked at him like, I'm not so sure about that. Just look at all the miseries in the world. How could it be? During my own healing session from the myofascia release workshop, I went back in time and visited my own suffering. I kicked, screamed, cried, and at one point I wanted to punch and bite my therapist. Well, he gave me a pillow instead. It was done in a safe and supported environment. And through all that, my instructor, John Barnes, reminded me that I survived. I am not what happened to me. With simple breathing exercise, that helped me to be in the present. And when I'm present, I am here. When I'm here, I have the capacity to be in touch with my true essence, which is love and compassion towards myself, love, compassion towards another, and that is joy. Another story to share with you. During one massage session at Google, I applied acupressure for an engineer who was going through some life changes. His body was open to receive the work, and he felt calm and peaceful afterward. However, he was having a hard time wrapping his mind around what had just happened. I think this is a more engineer perspective because he suggested we should conduct an experiment to prove the existence of energy and establish what he felt was real. Well, it never came to my mind as a massage therapist. We walked to Charleston Park, next to Google's main campus. And from a plastic bag, he pulled out an oven mitt and a sheet of baking foil. I brought along a palm-sized clear crystal ball and rose quartz. We sat facing each other on a wooden bench, among well-manicured blossoming cherry trees and tall snake grass. A man-made waterfall gurgled nearby. With eyes closed, we rub our hands together to create heat in our palms, then gradually pulling our hands apart while maintaining the unseen connection. The engineer opened his eyes with a look of amazement. The connection between our palms was warm, sticky, round, elastic, fluid, and infinite. He then put the oven mitt on his right hand, and we went back to concentrating on the sensation in our hands. Was there any difference? For those of you holding your breath, the answer is no, nada. The oven mitt did not disturb the energy flow at all. Next up, the foil. My client fashioned makeshift mittens out of the foil for each of his hands, and we tried again. While facing him and seeing him with foil hands, it was hard for me not to burst out laughing. The foil made the energy feel cooler, but that was it. Okay, now it was my turn to bring out the crystal and quartz. I had them in my hands during this final trial. The concentration of energy work heat up the rocks fast, and the weight in my hands made me feel more grounded. But I was not able to detect the quality change within the energy itself. In this 1-hour experiment, my client concluded that energy does exist and can be raised when we concentrate and direct our attention, in this case, to our hands. For me, it was great to witness how energy follows intention and that anyone can learn to cultivate it. So now I would like you to stand up and find a space so it's big enough for you to open up your arms without hitting your neighbors. Feel free to explore back of the room. There might be more space back there. All right. Now we're just gonna bounce. So we're gonna start bouncing from our ankles. And that's our focus, just bounce from our ankles. Might feel silly at first. It's okay, we all look silly. And then move the bouncing to your knees. Up to your hips. Travel all the way up to your shoulders. This is fun. And to your elbows. Your wrists. Open up the joints, your fingertips. Finally, to your head. I trust that you know your limits and you know how to keep yourself safe. Feel free to make faces if you like, if that feels natural to you. Feel free to make sound if that's authentic to you, any expression that you have. And slowly make the movement smaller and smaller and smaller yet, until finally you come to a still point. Now rub your hands together. Fast or slow, however that works for you. Our goal here is to generate heat between our hands. Now it's a good time to focus your attention and intention between your palms. Remember to breathe. Remember that's good for you. Once you feel heat generates in your palms, and you can cup your hands with your hands. And feel the muscles around your eyes. Can they be more relaxed? Can they be softer? Where did everybody go? And now place one hand on top of your head, another over your heart. Let's connect our mind and our feelings. Is there something that your mind wants to tell your heart? Is there anything that your heart wants to share with your mind? With the mind and heart awareness, scan your body and find an achy area. And now tighten that achy area or around it with your intention. We are going to hold that for 12 seconds. And place one hand, or if you can reach that area with two hands, you can sandwich that area of your achy area, wherever that might be. We're going to breathe deeply into that area and breathe out completely. Gonna do that 6 times. Is this area asking for nurture and cuddling, or is this achy area asking to be stretched and moved? Now bring your hands in front of your heart in a prayer position. Keep your thumbs and your pinkies touch, and open up rest of your fingertips and your palm, like you are opening up a flower. Now breathe in love and compassion for yourself. Love and compassion for those around you. Love, compassion for your family and friends. And also those who have hurt you before. Slowly place one hand on your stomach and another beneath your belly button. Feel the sensation of being in touch with yourself. Now place your hand on top of your head and dance on your head. Wake up your head, wake up your mind like a spring mist. And dance that finger on your face. Wake up your face. Place your hands on your forehead. We are going to bring our hands towards our temporal lobes, as if though you are opening up a window in your mind and let all the negativity and worries out. So move slowly from your forehead to your temporal lobes. When you reach there, pause. Take your time. Checking with your body. Are your shoulders raised close to your ear? If you are, see if you can have them slowly drop down. Once you're by your temporal lobes, now make a circle, tiny circles there. And slowly enlarge the circle. from your temporal lobes, you are going to bring your fingers down towards your chin. At the same time, you're going to be opening your mouth. You might remember this during our massage session. So slowly stretch down towards your chin and open your mouth. We carry so much tension here in our jaw. If you have your eyes closed, you can gently open them up. Look around the people in this room and smile like you have a secret. Excellent. You feel free to stay where you are or come back to your seat, whatever that speaks to you. Forgot to show this earlier. The present of being in the now, in the moment. And the heart and the mind conversation. So remember this, energy follows intention. Energy, when you focus your attention and when you are in the present, you create energy. I'd like to share a little study with you. Massage is for all of us. Everyone can benefit from loving and caring touch. Remember the famous research done by psychologist Harry Harlow in the 1960s on the nature of affection? He removed baby monkeys from their biological mother 6 to 12 hours after birth and gave them the choice of 2 monkey mommy lookalikes. The first mommy was made of wire and had a baby bottle attached to offer food. The second mommy was made of soft terry cloth but offered no food. Tough choice. The experiment showed that the baby monkey spent more time with the soft fake mommy with no food than the wire mommy with food. Seeking and offering affection is innate. The poetry and magic in touch begin with self-awareness, centering and presence, because the real magic is moving from the heart with love. Our hands are extension of that same love. After all, nothing has meaning unless we put meaning behind it. And if we do not know what we mean, what we do, why bother doing it in the first place? That kind of sounds like fortune cookie. All right. So here, this shows the energy when we were bouncing earlier. That help us unwind. That was really good exercise for you to do every day. And this, I love this quote from John Lennon. You dream alone is only a dream, but the dream we dream together is reality. So I took a month off this summer, went on vacation. I spent half of the time at the beautiful Sedona. That's why you weren't able to find me on Go/Rob. And the other half, I went to Iowa to visit Grandpa Gus. Well, Gus grew up with his abusive alcoholic father. He left home when he was 15. Gus joined the army and fought in World War II. With only elementary school education, he managed to make a living as a hard-working farmer. He raised 4 children with Grandma Cole. He is 95 today. He has survived a knee, back, and heart surgery. He is currently recovering in a nursing home 2 blocks away from his house, so Grandma can go visit him 3 times a day. When I showed up, Grandpa seemed disoriented due to all the drugs he was on. He couldn't hear very well either, so we communicate through smiling, nodding, and frowning at times. Well, I wanted to do something to help him, so I asked if I could give him a massage. He nodded, so I matched my breath with his. I gently placed my hand on his hand and wait for his body's permission. The change is very subtle. It feels like the muscle tissue was softer and more open. It was significant. So I slowly opened up his palm and working between his digits and also along his digits. He was smiling, so I worked my way up his arms and repeated same thing on the other side. Well, this man has never ever had a massage before, so he was looking at his own hand. And then he put his hands like this. He said, "I'm ready to go boxing now." The next day I went back. I gave him shoulder and back massage. And I say, "Hey, can I work on your neck?" So I had him laying down. I sat behind him, cradled his head in my hands. I could feel his blood circulation, his breathing cycle, and also his cranial rhythm. Oh. And I also feel his sadness, confusion, and fear. So without words, I told him that he is loved. At that moment, Grandpa transformed into a little boy. We connected deeply and meaningfully without words. Right before I have to go fly back home, I went back to visit him again. I was sad because I wasn't sure if it was goodbye for now or goodbye forever. Grandpa touched my hand and looked at me with clarity. He said to me, "I will be okay." Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Dalai Lama. I like to close this story with a mantra that came to me during a walk in the moonlight. May the light shine on you, the warm light of love. May the light shine through you, the bright light of joy. May the light be with you, the pure light of peace, for you are the light. I'd like to give thanks to Ming and Steve for their contributions to One Body Massage, to my massage instructors and colleagues contribute their knowledge. Rock is here today. Thank you, Rock. And special friends that helped me to found this book in the beginning. Also for your presence. Thank you so much. And I believe we have some time for Q&A.
So, yeah, my name is Gopi, and I work with Grace in a completely different capacity, and I've always been struck by how much you bring this aspect of everything that he spoke about, and even things you learned from the world of healing and massage therapy into your other work, into the Google work you do with me. And so I wanted to comment on that. And then I had a question, so because I would like to embody that. Yes, so the wisdom taken from these traditions actually show up in my business meetings or in my product development work. How do you do that is the question. What is the best way?
What's the best way? Well, I would just use my own experience while I was working as a web and graphic designer, constantly dealing with deadline. I think communication is really a difficult thing because a lot of times we have expectations. So it's good to give empathy to another person. Doesn't mean we have to agree, but to take the time and give the other person the space to really hear them and see what are their needs. Even with a client, exactly what they want. What they want, is it something possible? Is it reasonable? Is it something that we can deliver? And come to a peaceful solution. I think that would be a good way to deal with business. Especially, I manage Gopi's schedule. I know how busy he is, and a lot of you guys are too. Like constantly meetings and running here to there, deadlines, projects, and can be very, very stressful. So I feel that if anytime when you feel stressed, take a deep breath in and know that everything is fine, because everything is. We are here, we are enjoying life, we are being here itself is a gift to be who we are and embrace that. And I think when you walk into a room with that, that energy transform from you to another person. And I think we can all smile more. When we smile, we create this natural endorphins. And people look at you like, oh, she's smiling and she's happy. I'm not afraid to come talk to her or him. So I hope that answered your question. Yes?
Quick comment. So, yeah, like Mang, I've known Grace for probably over 8 years, back when I was based in the Tokyo office. And I came out, I was with Google for about 2 years then, and I'd never had a Google massage, or actually really any massage. And I think just kind of by accident, I found Grace. I had a massage, and it was so amazing that I also called her Amazing Grace Bannerback. And always look forward to coming back and seeing her. And I remember I used to email you and be like, Grace, I'm going to be in town for, in July. It's like 3 months out. Anytime, any chance I can get an appointment. And I don't know if that was before Web existed or if I just didn't know how to use it. But I used to always email you and be like, try to get on your schedule. And now again too, I've told all my friends, and now it's tough to get an appointment. But but I just want to thank you for always being there to sort of heal me, heal for your healing, both body and mind. There are times Grace knows I come and see her, and she says, how are you doing today? And I'm like, oh, my shoulder's killing me. Oh, please just fix my shoulder. Or now it's my hip, or now it's my ankle. It's always something. Other times I walk in, I just walk in, big exhale, and go, it's been a tough couple of weeks. I just want to relax and fade off into Grace's world. So thank you for always providing that escape.
It's our world because we dream it together.
That's
remember?
true. So thank you.
Thank you.
So you put a lot of yourself into this book with the stories you shared and also all of your lessons. And I'm wondering, in getting in touch with yourself while writing this book, and which you did every day, I don't know if everyone knows, while you were riding the bus over to here from Santa Cruz. What did you learn along that way, on that journey of writing that book?
I learned that it's so much harder to put feeling into words. Because when I'm in the massage room, I'm with a client, it was very intuitive for me every time. I don't have a session plan, because I feel session plan is, it doesn't work for a real person. Every time you come to see me, you're a different person. You feel differently. So when someone comes to me, I just do what I do. I let my hands do what they do. So put that into words was really challenging for me, for sure. Something I just do it, have to put into words, like, oh, okay, let's break this down. How do I do this and that? That was challenging. And sometimes I'm on the bus, I can write a whole chapter. And sometimes I sit there for an hour, I only wrote 2 words. So it fluctuates. And I take my own advice. On the bus, not this, but sit up, sit on my sit bone, and breathe. Anytime I feel like I'm freaking out, I go, okay, just breathe. When Steve emailed me, say, okay, we need this chapter by the end of this week. There are 4 things I do with my 3-year-old. We say this. we say, breathe, slow down, don't freak out, and namaste. Those are the 4 mantras I do with her every day when I take her to daycare. So that's also a reminder for myself when I do freak out or when I'm not breathing.
And was there anything you learned about yourself from the introspection along the way as well?
Oh, I learned a lot.
That you're willing to share?
I learned that oftentimes when we give people advice, it's something that we need mostly. It seems like it's a universal's way to remind us, okay? I feel universal's way to remind me to not take everything personally, because I tend to do that, or to please everyone, right? So be true to yourself. I think that's most important. And you attract the right people into your life and the right kind of work. And people who naturally resonate with your work will come to you. I don't need to pretend to be somebody else I'm not. So that's what I learned mostly.
I just have a little question, which I don't know if you have an answer to, but I'm wondering about Larry on the beach in Venice.
Oh, yes.
Was there ever any other, did you hear anything about him? Did you ever see him again?
No.
Have you thought about bringing the
No.
book down and trying to find him?
No, I think maybe he might be a ghost.
Yeah.
Or spirit from the future that travels through time and come to me, say, Grace, I have a lesson for you. So no, I don't know anything about this guy. Just a nice person wanted to help me.
With his dogs on the beach in Venice. Yeah.
So if you go to Venice Beach, remember to look out for Larry with 2 dogs. You might get a free massage session. Well, thank you so much for spending the time with me this afternoon. I appreciate it.
The book is One Body Massage, available where books are sold. And my friends, our very own Grace Koo. Thank you.
Thank you.